Hello? Is it true? Is Super Trooper on time today? All right. So, so I guess today we're just gonna continue this guy. I'm gonna manually do the feat. Well, sorry. Let me rephrase that. I'm gonna continue the retopology because I've got it partially retopologized. And manually, I'm gonna just manually model the feet to an extent. Probably just the toes, because I feel like this is pretty okay. And I need to keep the back slightly separate. Looks like it's got a pretty good mirror going down the middle of it, but I gotta figure out how to line it up with these sort of wider polygons. It's probably gonna be a lot of triangles. But yeah, so that's my goal. My goal for today. I'm gonna start with the back retopology. Let's decimate it. Let's get that wireframe out of here. That's pretty good. All right, so start retopology. And then get rid of that face, because we don't need it. Hello. I'm doing good. How are you? Just working on this thing. I kind of have to figure out. I feel like it's probably going to be quite a bit less than this, honestly. Yeah. And yeah, actually, like, how is everybody doing today? Hopefully everyone's doing well. Did I screw up? I may have screwed up a bit. Okay. I don't know why I didn't just extrude that. But here we are. Oh, I mean, so lately I've been working on another game for a different developer. I've been making characters for him. Probably gonna talk about that in my next devlog. And other than that, like in terms of my game, because I've been working on that other game, I haven't really been working on my game all that much. You know, just like little bits and pieces here and there. And yeah, so the last time you saw it, if you didn't see the last stream, which was on Wednesday, I think it was Thursday or Wednesday. I ended up getting sick. I ended up getting COVID, so I spent a lot of time sleeping and coughing, which was awesome. Yeah. So I'm still kind of like, it sucks because that was in December, and I'm still getting rid of it, I feel. But, you know, such is life. But yeah, that's where I have been. I did do like some other stuff. Like I made a fan art of Tana Bandicoot, which is on my Twitter and on my Blue Sky. All of my socials are linked in the description. And then that's pretty much it. Other than that, like I've just kind of been watching movies, being lazy. You know how it is. Having fun, as it were. But yeah, how is everybody? Now we've got more people piling in. It's all right if you guys want to be lurkers, but be nice to talk to someone. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, I got both of them, so people can just like pick and choose. I don't really care which one to use. Not really interested in getting into like this sort of discussion about which one is better, because I just like I'd rather be on everything and just not have to deal with like any of that bullshit. Yeah. Think it think it's wiser to like sort of spread your content out over many different platforms, right? Hmm. I think these spikes are going to be annoying, and I'm probably going to down res them anyways, but yeah, that's true. I think the one that I use the least is probably Instagram, just because I don't find it very intuitive. Yeah, it's not really. Yeah, I don't know. Like, and I just don't get like, no matter what hashtags I use or what I post, I feel like I just don't get any like response. Whereas like even on Blue Sky, I'll get something. I'll get like 10 views for every like 100 views I get on Twitter. Or sorry, likes. Let's say likes, because I'm sure I'm getting more views that I'm just not really paying attention to the views. But yeah, I'll get like 10 views per like 100. Sorry, 10 I just corrected myself too. 10 likes per 100 likes on Twitter. And on Instagram I'll get like 2. And it's just like, ugh. Oh, really? Which one was it? Was it the potions animation, or I'm really curious. I don't know why I did it that way. Oh, okay. Um, yeah, that one, like the collection. Man, I need to like animate a little bit more. I've got like a bunch of, I got like a list of things that I still need to animate. On Your Tail. I've never heard about that. Hi, Panini. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words. Is this the? No, no, no. It's not the LOD. So this isn't a working mesh. So like if you haven't sort of seen my videos, it might be a little confusing what's going on because it's like, you know, cool. I've got this like really high poly guy, right? And then turn him all off and he's like lower poly. So basically my goal is to make a game that feels like you're playing a PlayStation 2 game, but you know, looks a little bit better, maybe plays a little bit better ideally. You know, I'm sure I'm going to run into issues. And so in order to do that, I have to kind of have like some quote unquote low poly characters. So yeah, it is retopology. There might be a case where character LODs make sense, but at this stage, that's not really what I'm doing. I still got to make the full size one in order to know like what it's even gonna look like. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, it might make sense. But yeah, so it's like it's kind of weird to explain because you know after this retopology is done, like a lot of the detail is gonna be lost. But essentially, like I just like sculpting and sort of knowing what everything's gonna look like, so that like when I actually get to painting, you know, I have a better idea of like how things should look, even though it's still going to be a low poly thing. And I don't like bake stuff down, which I probably should, but I don't know. I feel like you know, if I'm going to do the hand painted thing, I got to commit at least. Ah, I just answered your question. I hand paint it. Yeah, I just prefer it. I think it's like I'm not gonna cell shade my game. Um, like I said, I'm oh hi Digits Monkey. My goal is to yeah like make a game that looks like you know like a Jack and Daxter type game, but like it's sort of like the sort of like vision of what you remember that game looking like because they did a lot of trickery in that game and you know there's a lot of stuff that doesn't quite look like what you thought it did when you actually kind of look into like what you know what the different models look like. You know, you've got like they have like low poly models and high poly models for like the cutscenes, at least in the later games. And so I'm sort of taking the approach of like going, okay, this is how we remember it in our heads, kind of. You know, it kind of looks a little low poly and stuff, but maybe it's just a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, so baking stuff is good anyways. Like I do bake some things, but it's usually like very simple so that I have a grasp of like what the forms kind of look like. But like um whoops. It can take a little bit of getting used to trying to sort of hand paint everything because it's like you're essentially lighting a model with the paint. And so, like, the way I like to do it for my game is probably not recommended, just because, like, I feel like a lot of the games that do this sort of hand painting style nowadays, like a League of Legends, there would be a lot of just like baking. You'd bake down all like the different maps that they need. They would, and then after that, it kind of just it kind of becomes like easier for them to sort of fake the lighting that they need in order to make their stuff look good. But yeah, I usually just bake like lighting from the top down. Maybe if there's like some extra details that I can get away with baking, like any kind of creases. Like if I can fake a seam on like a shirt or something like that, I'll do that. And then I'll just go in and manually paint in any extra detail that I feel is missing. I actually have a video on my YouTube channel, which is where you guys are right now. It's funny that I felt like I needed to talk about it, like it's somehow separate. But yeah, it's my Halloween episode from 2 years ago. Oh my god, no, it's over a year ago. So it's not last year, but it's the year before. That video, I go into detail in terms of like what my process is for creating characters, but it's more focused on I'm creating a skeleton, so it's not quite as organic as this, for instance, where I'm like sculpting a full creature or whatever. And the retopology is very different, and the rigging is very different. It's I like the video. By the way, I talked about this on last stream, but for the people here who are new, the tool that I'm using for Retopology is called Speed Retopo. It's really good for Retopology. It's pretty cheap. It's like $5. So I highly recommend it. It's got pretty much all the tools you need for Retopology. Basically, the biggest feature is one that you've been seeing, where I'm just kind of like drawing lines with the annotation pen and then clicking add B surface, and it gives me the geometry that I want. There's a bunch of extra tools as well, but yeah, anyways. It's good stuff. By the way, I'm kind of curious. Is it all right that I don't have music playing? I kind of have. I'm like listening to my own music, and I figured like other people would want to listen to their music while watching. But I kind of do wonder about that. Like, maybe I should think about having some music playing. Oh, you are? Yeah, I figured. I figured that would be what happened. Whoops. What are you listening to? Oh, cool. Don't forget to share that in my server when you're done. JRPG music mix. All right. Hmm. Do you have like a favorite JRPG when it comes to like music? Secret of Mana. Okay. I'm not really that big into JRPGs, so my entire sort of understanding of like JRPG music is like Final Fantasy, because it's the only ones that I've actually played. This really sucks. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reduce the poly count on this quite heavily, I think. Hello, Murmur. Um, so I have like a loose target for poly counts. I try to aim for below 10,000, but I still try to only keep it at like a couple thousand for like characters. I don't actually remember how much the little rolling lizard is. But yeah, so like for this guy, I'm probably gonna aim for like around 5,000, but I'm not gonna be like crying if it's like closer to 10,000. Uh, it's not a loss necessarily. Okay, so this is a little weird. Let's try to remedy this. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, faces can be tricky to get right, but yeah, usually like Stella's variable because of her different outfits, but when when she's just in her base outfit, I think she's around 9,000. I have a post on Twitter so I can get you the exact count. Um like if we're just talking like base outfit. Let me just see if I can find it. Yeah, well, I mean, like if it's all of her outfits and all of her meshes, yeah, it's pretty high, but like I'm turning stuff off. Yeah, so base outfit is 7.6 thousand triangles. 7,696. Yep. That is the red shirt, the pants with the belt, of course, her boots, her gloves, and quite a few meshes in her body are like turned off. So like the legs and the shins are turned off. I believe her like bicep is turned off. I think her stomach and her waist is turned off. And then that's also including like the eyes, teeth, tongue, hair, and of course ears. So, yeah. Yeah. Gosh, I already hate this. This is like ridiculous. I'm going to get rid of this middle bit here. It's probably going to amount to the same anyways, but just figure it out later. Yeah. I mean, here's the other thing, is like game engines can handle a lot more polygons, right? Like I'm going for an aesthetic choice that I think works for the type of game that I want to make. But, you know, if you wanted to, I mean, number one, I wouldn't necessarily recommend, oh, hello, Marcus. I wouldn't necessarily recommend going for like a higher poly look just because it's a lot more work. But if you're able to sort of like streamline the process and make, you know, make meshes that like, you know, are like stylized and not necessarily low poly, but like simplified enough that you're not doing too much work, then yeah, you can totally get away with like more polygons than what I'm getting away with. But I also just like the simplicity of the sort of lower poly stuff. I think there's a lot of like respect to be given to the sort of developers of like older games. I was about to say Crash Bandicoot, which I think is true, but like I don't just mean Crash Bandicoot. I also mean like, you know, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, World of Warcraft, like the 2000. I guess even modern World of Warcraft. It's how Fortnite pumps out so many skins. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I hope that's how they do it, because it's like simple. Yeah. Yeah, we do respect the Bandicoot. Um, that one's really crazy because it's like in the PS2 they were, and you can actually see this a little bit in the first Jak and Daxter game, but they were basically mixing textures and vertex colors. So a lot of Crash's textures are like, they're basically just like, you know, he's got like a like a, and I was gonna say mole, but he's got like a spot on his back, and then the rest of it is just, um, the rest of it is just like his, just like his color is like a vertex color. Yeah, it's crazy. They were great at that kind of thing. This is awful. I'm not liking this at all. Well, it exists, I guess. A lot of my high poly quote unquote retopology is just low poly retopology with the subsurf modifier on it. Like, you know, work smarter, not harder. And as long as you get the main like loops in, it's fine. It's not really that like big a deal. It's more just like the other stuff that goes along with the high poly stuff that I'm not like it's not something that I want to do for this game where you're sort of like trying to get the sort of messy Dynamesh sculpt. Yeah, mark creases and subdivide. Interesting. You know, I probably should mark creases, but I don't think I ever do. Yeah. But it's been a while since I've done that. I've just mostly been working on this, trying to keep it simple for myself. Oh man, I just realized something. This title is probably going to be easier to find. I don't know if you guys can see me update the title in real time, but I just added in Blender to my title because like I figured people might have an easier time finding in Blender than just making my lizard. Oh. Yeah. Sometimes it's like those things they hit you. Like the worst one for me is when I post to like Twitter and Blue Sky. Both do this where they don't let you edit like posts. I guess on Twitter you have to pay. But it's so stupid because it's like, what if I just added like this one hashtag? Yeah. Thankfully, YouTube is not like that. Oh, I guess they technically kind of are. So they don't actually let you upload like replace videos if you want to like edit stuff out. So if you're let's say you got like a copyright claim, you have to essentially use their like YouTube's like video editor in order to like figure it out rather than yeah, I mean, embarrassing stuff. I get that. Listen, like I get that, but like I don't know if I care enough when it comes to me just wanting to like add a hashtag. Cuz like I feel like I feel like it's more likely that the answer is like the embarrassing thing that someone wants to edit is accidentally. All right. I mean, I get what you're saying, but let's I mean, I know that this was something that I was talking about. Maybe like let's not like start talking about depressing stuff. But I know what you mean. Like all I want to do is correct a spelling mistake. Ah. Oh, this one's bad. No, it's okay. Like, I don't necessarily have rules on the stream, but like, I just don't want it to be like a thing where like my stream devolves. It's just keep it about art if we can. All right. How many pixels is the rhinoceros? Like, are you doing like a full on Like, is it like a Sonic size? I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking here. I'm just... How big is this pixel art rhino? And is it possible to convert it into a dinosaur instead? Being infinitely superior to modern day mammals. Are they? Are dinosaurs not superior to modern day mammals? Okay. We've got this bad boy here. I mean, mammals are cool. I mean, I'm a mammal, right? Like, obviously, we're pretty cool. But, like, come on, man. Dinosaurs? Like we're talking dinosaurs. I mean, they're dinosaurs. $85 by 85 pixels for the skin texture. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. Now you're confusing me. Is it like a two-dimensional pixel art of a dinosaur, or are you making a 3D dinosaur with like pixel textures? Like, yeah. Oh, really? Ah, that's the best part of childhood, is the dino phase. I was basically all dino phase, so definitely biased towards being a bit of a dino lover. As you can probably tell, what with my monsters for my game being mostly dinosaurs. Dude, I should finish the horse on stream. It's basically a dinosaur. Whoa, okay. Hold the phone. That's not good. You can't just say that. It's not okay. Wow. I mean, it's like one of the greatest movies of all time. Like, I mean, not really. Like, I don't really care, but I do really love those movies, so. Yeah. Like any kind of like I really want more games that are essentially like dinosaur, like survive the dinosaur island, or like survive the dinosaur threat, like the breakout. It's like a zombie dinosaur apocalypse, but they broke out of like, I don't know why I said that when I could literally have just been like, it's Jurassic Park, because they break out of a zoo. Um, yeah, I want more games like that in virtual reality. I want them in virtual reality. Because, like, that would be awesome. Just, like, running away from dinosaurs, hiding, and you're, like, in a, you're, like, looking at it in VR, and it's just, like, a massive dinosaur towering over you. That, that would be really cool. So this is going to be kind of a pain, probably, I feel like, now that I'm looking at it. How do I unwrap all of this without it being just thoroughly broken? Yeah, there probably are. I mean, I know that there are like dinosaur games out there, but I don't think any of them ever really caught my eye. And I'm pretty sure I bought like a couple of them, being all excited, like, oh, this game looks really cool. And then it was just kind of like not very good. Play as a man-eating worm. Yeah, they are. I think they are remaking Turok. I think that's a game I haven't really played much of. Turok. Ah. Oh yeah, the Peter Jackson King Kong one. That's like, I'm pretty sure that's a game that you can't find anywhere now. Oop, what the fuck happened? Yeah, I don't think you can, like, really, like, you can find it probably in like some retro game stores where they've got like old, like, well, it's a retro game store. I don't really need to explain it, I don't think. But I don't think you can find it beyond that, really. Like, I don't think you can get it. It came out for Windows Vista, and I think it's like really difficult to like run it on modern Windows PCs. Yeah, I guess if you have, wait, PS3, not PS2. I don't remember it coming out for PS3. Be awesome if it did. Man, if it came out for PS3, I need to like find myself a copy. Probably still very difficult to find a copy, but you know, it is what it is. All right. This is looking all right. Yeah, I remember that. That's why I'm kind of like in my mind. It must have come out before the PlayStation 3, but like on the 360. So like not that much sooner than the PlayStation 3. Just like too soon to be on the PlayStation 3. But I don't know. Like if it came out for the PlayStation 3, that'd be pretty sick. Oops. Okay, I'm actually gonna work on, I guess, de-resing this a little bit later. I don't think this is worth my time right now. But we'll get there. Yeah, I remember it being really fun for like a movie tie-in. Um, there were some good movie tie-ins. Like there were some bad ones. Don't get me wrong, but like I remember some pretty good ones. I remember really loving the Lord of the Rings tie-ins. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Was Batman? Batman Begins. Oh, Proto Arkham Asylum. Was it good? Like, was it good, or was it like one of the goofy ones? And yeah, remember I played those Lord of the Rings ones to death. So many hours wasted playing those games. Good times. Hmm. Okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's probably not going to be Arkham Asylum because like I feel like if it was, then that would be the game that got all the praise, and Arkham Asylum would just be like the sequel. No. Oh wow. Um, gosh. I don't think I have any other film time or movie time games. Like, I think it was like Lord of the Rings, and then that was it. Like those were the ones that I cared about. I did play the King Kong ones. I really like them, but I never bought. Or sorry, I really like that one, but I never bought it. Oh, okay, yes, yeah, the Spider-Man games. Obviously, I've played that one. Do I ever leave tries? Yeah, all the time. Triangles are awesome. Like, you don't need quads to be everywhere. Um, it's it's a myth. Quads are a myth. They don't exist. Actually, that's kind of true. Quads don't actually exist because each quad is made up of two triangles. So you're really just like trying to sort of figure out like how to set up these like yeah. Fun fact. So you can see this. This is happening here where there's like a bend here. And if you look at it on the side, you can see it's kind of going like that. You can actually correct that by just joining these two vertices and it'll create another vertex there, and then selecting both faces and then creating a new face, and it just redirects the triangle. Stella pizza delivery mission. Oh boy. I mean, so I know you're joking because we're talking about Spider-Man, but like pizza mission or sorry, delivery missions, not pizza missions. Delivery missions are not out of the question. So, who knows? Maybe one day she delivers a pizza and it's right into my stomach because I'm actually surprisingly hungry, even though I just started streaming. Wearing a chef's hat. Bro, that's the cooking mini game. Make a pizza. And then they're falling from the sky and she has to catch them. She wears a fake mustache. That has to be a thumbnail to one of my videos eventually. Stella with a fake mustache. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'll figure it out. Um, is the music public domain? Because I know it's like not. I know it's not from Spider-Man. It's like some Italian song that I have no. Actually, I don't even know if it's an Italian song. I'm just assuming it is because it was associated with pizza in my childhood. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, Honestly, if it fit with my game, I would 100% use it. But there's no fitting it in there. Whoops. Triangles everywhere. So, as far as music goes, I just really like. I mean, this is not going to come as a surprise to anyone who like knows my ass about Gabagool. Hey, yo, having a good time here. Um, like this is not going to come as a surprise to anyone, but I really like the aesthetic, like the sound of like the music from Jack and Daxter. But it can't be the same thing because even though like I'm going for a similar vibe and a similar like obviously the it controls almost identically. Um like basically I don't know, there's layers to it. It's kind of hard to explain, but like, you know, the village that she lives in is home, so I kind of want it to feel a little bit like, you know, it's like a it's like a nice place to be. So the music needs to be like cheerful, and then you know as she kind of goes out on an adventure, it's a little bit closer to like you know it's like I don't know. It's hard for me to explain what's in my head because I feel like I'm just kind of gonna explain the like the most basic like oh yeah when she's on an adventure it needs to sound like adventure music, which is just not not very helpful. Whoops. By the way, just back to the triangles thing. I do try and make everything quads, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't care much. So I will, you know, make triangles every so often. Like sometimes you can't necessarily always control the way like the polygons go, so you just have to like clearly define it as like um I'm not a composer, not even close. Like that's not a skill set that I have. So I am gonna have to get some help from someone else in that respect. But you know, at the moment, I can really only afford to make everything on my own, so it's not really in the cards right now. do it myself and call it avant-garde. Yeah, no, that's not happening. It's like how to lose people as quickly as possible. Do something you're not very good at. No, that's not true actually. But still, man, like I need to know what the like bounds of my skill sets are and not pretend like I know how to do everything. And I can't be the one to do everything on my game. Like it's just not a possibility. So I have to solve that some other way. Yeah, I hope it comes. It's just like the main thing is like no, I feel like I'd just be repeating myself, but like the main thing is just I can't pay for it, so I can't do it. One day. I don't like that, but I don't see another way. Yeah, it's fine. All right. I think we're getting pretty close to a complete mesh. Which is fantastic. What do we got here? Is this a hexagon? Oh, that's right, the feet. I keep forgetting. Oh, I'm dreading working on the feet, but I have to do it. I have to do it. Okay. Let's cheat. What? Oh. Let's hide the retopo. So I'm just making things easier for myself by like not doing retopo on the toes, because I did not do a good enough job sculpting the toes. I completely screwed up. I wouldn't say screwed up. I just got lazy and didn't do it. So, yeah. But that should be fine. I just need to... Whoops. I need... one step at a time, yeah. We're getting there. What am I looking at? Here. Oh. It's an extra mesh. Weird. Okay. I'm going to do this. Oh, hey, Aru. How you doing, buddy? Oh, hi, Mark. It's going pretty good. Making some progress. I basically got it mostly retopologized. So I just gotta finish up the feet. And that's gonna be tricky. What is this? Cube? Oh, I didn't merge them. It's actually not gonna be tricky. Feet are just gonna be annoying. Stupid feet. It's pretty big. Like, I think I'm probably gonna have to scale it maybe because this is one of the 2 meter cubes. So it's pretty big. And then this is like, here's the rolling baby. So it's probably, I'm probably gonna have to scale it down, but we'll see once I get Stella in, and probably after I'm done the retopology, that's when I'll actually start caring about like the size of this thing. Um, That was stupid. Okay. Okay. Okie dokie. What? There we go. Hell yeah. Glad you figured it out. Are you, I may have already asked this, but are you working on it for, actually, I can't remember if you responded to this or if I maybe you did and I didn't see the response, but is it just pixel art or is it like a 3D model with pixel art textures? I know I asked you that already, but I didn't see the answer. I didn't see a response. Not that you didn't respond. More that I was like focused or we were memeing, I can't remember. Ooh, cool. Very cool. I can't remember. Have you posted anything in the server or no? Also, crazy delay on that comment. Swords? Oh! Wait a second. Wait a second. Swords. I know I've seen them. I'm just trying to refresh my memory by going to look at them. I'm pretty sure I have. Yes. Yes, the pixel art swords. Now I remember. You were doing... Was it like... Oh, Sword Timber. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I remember those. Sword Timber. What a name. Whoops. No, it's okay. The delay isn't that bad. I think... I don't know. I think it was just that, like, you had to type a lot or something, maybe? I don't know. It's not a big deal. Could also be, like, time zone, location bullshit. Whoa. There we go. All right, this one's a little bit more difficult. The real question is, do I care? And I think the answer is maybe a little bit, but not enough. Yeah, it's good enough. Cool. So I think pretty close. Pretty close. Okay. So the lips are doing okay. I think I'm thinking too much. I gotta handle the inside of the mouth. That's gonna be an interesting challenge. Let's hide the eye. Oops. All right, I think it might be time to switch over to just straight up modeling. So yeah, let's do that. So just gonna apply. Oh, did I break it? I broke it. Okay, let's go back. No? What? Oh, okay. Yeah, let's apply everything. Failed. Oh, because I'm in edit mode. Apply it. We'll turn off that. Hide you. Turn off all the fun stuff. Split it down the middle. Oh god, it's bad. So much crap here. Mirror. Okay. Let's close up the toes. That was bad. What the There we go. Come on. There we go. And then crease. That's not good. Does it need more? I guess it does. Maybe. I think I need this bottom one. That's not great. I mean, I could probably do it in like the texture mostly. But yeah, I think it's all right. Let's get some armpit creases in there. Let's get some deltoid. Oh wow, it's not really that prominent. I would have expected it to be much more prominent, but it's not prominent at all. That might be a lack of geometry thing, so I'm not sure if that's an issue. This, I don't know. Okay. From here, we'll start with the mouth. Oh, that's not clipping. Needs to be clipping. Excellent. All right, so I'm going to be doing some creative stuff with the mouth. Basically, basically what I like to do is like inset and then extrude along the normals. So do that and then make sure to press B so that it ignores the like mirror side of things. And then Alt E, extrude faces along normals. And that is pretty much it. From there, I can just sort of go in and like actually make the sort of mouth shape, which is going to be these faces. That's not correct, but you know, we can sort of bring them in on the side like so. I feel like maybe not these two, but like this one, or maybe ignore this and this, and then just bring in this. Yeah, it's all right. I could probably also just bring it back a little bit, like that. And then this one, similar thing. Oh, it's kind of hard to see. Scale that on the Z-axis. Just check to see if it's sticking out, and I think it's probably worthwhile to sort of bring it in. Yeah, and then maybe down a bit. All right, we're starting to see some issues. Let's bring that back. Okay, and then it looks like this is a problem. So let's just bring that way back. And this one maybe just to smooth it out a bit. It's not looking great on the side here. I think I'm just gonna fix that by like, I guess. And then, you know, if I need a hole in the back here, I'll just paint it. It doesn't need to be modeled in. I'll get to the tongue later as well. I don't need a perfect setup. All right, so I actually don't know why I did this crease here, because I feel like a lot of this is just gonna handle that. Oh, you know what? Hold on. No. Oh, I'm like, okay, so you know how like lizards have that like extra sort of chunky like piece of meat here? I don't know what it's called. That sounded horrendous, but like it's like I'm thinking about doing that for this, and I can't believe I didn't think about it until now, because it's like Duh. Like it's a lizard. So how do I model that in? Do I want to model that in? I guess that's the real question. I could, but like I feel like it needs to go back to like this, right? Because the idea is like with a lizard jaw, unlike a human jaw, it's a little bit like that, right? And then the top part goes like this, right? So we've got like this sort of extra bit here, and that's where the sort of connective tissue is. So it needs to go all the way back here. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, yeah, I could do something like that. I mean, I feel like that would be the easy way of doing it for sure. So that's totally a possibility. But I hate myself, so I don't think I'm going to do it the easy way. I'm getting some boops. Oh, more people joining the server. Probably won't say anything. Self-loathing is a key part of game dev. That is true. No, it's not. I mean, like, listen. It's funny sometimes to say that shit, but it's not. It's not real. Like, it's not a good idea. And also, I don't condone it. I don't like the idea of like me hating on myself or my art because it's like just not useful or helpful. Yeah, it's just not good. It's not good. This is pretty good. Yeah, I do like that. Okay, now it's time to close that mouth. I mean, yeah, it's more just like it's like I don't find it useful. Like a lot of artists will be like, "Oh, my art is trash," and it's just like not like it's just like okay, but what are you actually like getting from this? Yeah, yeah, and like I get. Oop, that was crazy. I get why there are people who are like who feel that way, who feel like they're not doing good stuff. But like it just doesn't help. It's not like like okay, you're maybe your art is bad, which let's be real, everybody's art is bad at some point in their life, right? How are you going to get better? Can't get better if you're just like, "Oh, my art sucks. I'm so bad at art. It's so trash." Hell yeah. Yeah, it is very easy. But like, you know, what are you going to do about it? Very lizardy. Think we need to down res the eyes a little bit. Let's see, what do we want? We want 24 and 12. Okay, now I have that. I'm actually just going to take the sculpt. That's not the sculpt. And just delete. Don't worry, I have it saved. Um, I just saved a new file, called it something else. And I'm just basically going to be working on this guy for now. Ooh. Opportunity. I don't like that. Reminds me of a monitor lizard. I think it's spelled Monater. I can't remember, but I don't think it's spelled monitor like a computer monitor. All right. Sort of don't know how I feel about these spikes. I still feel like they're, in some cases, maybe a little bit too high poly, but like also kind of messy, which is not a bad thing necessarily, but oh, right now the vert count is 4,850 triangles with the eyes. It's going to be a little bit higher with the teeth and the tongue. Ultra wide monitor lizard. Yeah, that's where we are. I mean, it's working. Okay, so let's actually, in the meantime, we'll get rid of the little rolling baby. And let's just bring in Stella to see how big this fucker really is. Whoa. Whoa, okay. Maybe a little bit too big. Just a little bit. That's not... Whoops. Yeah, that's way too much. What is this sphere? This can go. Sphere 2. Call those eyes. Little roly baby. Yeah, pretty much. It's just a little guy. Okay. Think he needs to be a little bit closer to like this. Yeah, no, it can't be that big. The real question is what, like, maybe I just brought in the wrong model and that made things not good. Oh, well, okay. Scale. I think this is still pretty big, but I feel like much more reasonable. I want to bring in the other guy. I hope he's in the asset browser. I don't think he is. Okay. Let's just append him. Rigging. Lizard rolling. There he is. Okay. Whoops. That should be good, I feel. Still pretty big and menacing, but just not quite. Not quite as big as before. Thank you. I'm actually just like happy that I have this guy sort of retopologized. The real question is, how am I going to roll him into a ball? If at all. Like, maybe the lore of these creatures, these monsters, is that like at some point they just sort of outgrow the ability to roll into a ball, and their like armor on their back is just armor. Or like it shrinks maybe and it just becomes more like a display thing because they're like so much bigger that they don't really need to worry about predators or things coming after them. They have become the predators. Maybe that's it. But the teeth have to be the same, so I actually really need that lizard back. Where was he? Did he... Wait, what? Rolling lizard rig. Okay, let's get rid of Stella. Please. Is there a group? You know what? Let's just really quickly. Okay. Eyes, lizard, teeth. Okay. What is upper or both? Wait a second. These aren't the teeth. What the fuck? Oh my god, I forgot I made this guy. He's so cute. Okay, we'll get to him eventually. Is it this one? That's more like it. Okay. We'll get rid of the... Okay. I don't really want him spitting out roly babies. I just kind of want him to be like a boss, you know. Well, not like a boss, like a mini boss. Like you've got this guy who's like the sort of regular rolling lizard. And then oh, that's a good idea. I don't know, cuz here's the thing is like this guy actually rolls into a lizard. So the big guy I feel like has to also roll into a lizard. But anyways, that's an aside. Let me just I need to make sure that this guy's teeth are the teeth that I'm looking for. Hell yeah. That's more like it. What's in the plane? What is this? Oh, it's a reflector. Okay, let's go back to our big boy. What? Let's see if the teeth even fit. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Like I I've had ideas here and there about like how the babies could sort of like appear. Oh, what the fuck? Huh. Whoops. What? What is happening? Oh, okay. I see. Wait, what? There we go. Much better. All right, let's see if we can fit that in there. He's looking a little goofy at the moment, but that's okay. I think. Yeah, hold on. His mouth shape is pretty different. It's like more angled. Feel like yeah, that's good. Anyways. Let's see. All transforms. Apply the mirror modifier. Do I want to join these? Maybe not. Okay. Cool. Okay. Last thing. Do the same. Penned. Wait. Is there a body? Lizard rolling. Here we go. Grab everything. Okay. So vertex paint. Vertex paint. Here we go. Okay. Let's create a new color palette. And then what do I want? Oh, shit. sample isn't working. Okay, is this going based on shadows? Yeah, okay. Just gonna grab these colors and then go from there. Okay. Back to Studio. Vertex Paint. We'll start with you. So two-tone. How do I want to handle two-tone? So right now what I'm doing is I'm basically just blocking out my colors. Using vertex colors to do this is like useful, but not, I wouldn't say it's like foolproof, because like you're kind of doing stuff where you're relying a lot on the geometry, and so you can, like, those sort of right angles there, can't really do much about that. But you know, still works pretty good. And it just kind of helps give everything like a little bit more depth, so that, you know, you have like some concept of what you're trying to do. Oh, whoops. Well, shit. And then from there, what I would do is I would just sort of bake it down to like an image texture, like a flat image texture that I use as like my actual base, and then I kind of refine from there. Which I guess I could do today as well, but I mean, I think we're pushing it. Ooh. Hell yeah. There's probably going to be some variation here, but I like that already. Yeah. I mean, I don't think this model is finalized. I feel like there's more work to be done here, but like I don't know if I have the energy to do that today. So I'm probably just going to leave it for now. But yeah, it's finalized enough to a point where I'm like okay with what I have here. Yeah, that's basically it. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that for today. I think I can call it here safely. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty good day. Completed the retopology, got the scale correct, which I was way off, completely off. Yeah. Let's see. Next time, what's probably gonna have to happen is I'm gonna have to like fix up this, just get it looking a little bit better. Oh, thanks, Digis. Get the like back spikes looking a little bit better. Start doing the UVs. Bake this color out so that I can start like refining it a little bit more. Actually, while we're here, why don't I show off? There's one other thing. This isn't really like something I do quite yet usually, but okay. Okay, so we've got our materials. I'm gonna hide the world opacity. Create a new material, call that one big lizard. Get rid of the principled, diffuse, and I want the attribute. So that's there. So like we've already got like some shading on it. If I bring in a light point and then turn on scene lights, apparently point light not. Oh, there we go. Maybe it just needs to be much darker. Yeah. So you can see it's kind of like it's already like, because it is the way it is, it's reacting to shadows. But I don't need that. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to sort of pre-light the texture with a zenithal highlight. And that's a, like, if you guys know anything about painting like Warhammer minis or Dungeons and Dragons minis, like basic premise is you're hitting the top of the model with a light. And so everything underneath is going to be shadow. So the way I like to do that is by, we're in tutorial mode now. I grab a input geometry node and go to the normal. So the great thing about the normal is, as you can see, it's represented in 3 different colors, red, green, and blue, that mix to create like purple, yellow, etc. And you can separate those into their different colors. So X is the x-axis, Y is the y-axis, and Z is the z-axis. So knowing this, we can actually use like all of these different like coordinate systems as like a means to sort of help us. Those aren't coordinates. As a means to sort of help us like do some procedural stuff in Blender. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic there. So I'm going to use the z-axis because I need it to be the zenithal highlight. No relation. And I'm going to do this. I want to add 1. So that way the bottom is black, the top is white, except the problem is the top is probably like above white. So I'm going to do a multiply, and I'm going to multiply that by 0.5. So now it's it's more of a gradient. So the very, very tip top is 1 and the very bottom is 0. Cool. So this is pretty much how I like to get this. There are other things that we can do. So for instance, I'm just going to get a color mix RGB so that we can keep these outputs over here. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this, change this to a multiply add. And what I want to do is I want to multiply it by -1 and add 1. So that looks like this. It's inverted, basically. That's all I did, is invert it. You could technically also get the, like, color, invert color. But I don't know. I'm a weirdo. I like the multiply add. Basically, if you think about it, it's like the number is like 0 to 1, right? So 0 to 1, and then we multiply it by -1, so now it's 0 to, wait a second, no, it's 0 to -1, and then you add 1, so now it's 0 to 1, which just inverts it. Yeah, anyways, math. Okay, and then one more thing is I like to add a mapping node here. So that way, if I want to, I actually have more control and I can like rotate the direction of it. So I'm going to keep this here, and then this one, I don't actually know. Well, I'll just put this. And so this is pretty much all I need. Grab all this, press Control G, and we've essentially created a new node. So this is our node here. Get rid of that. So we've got the rotation value here if we need it. And then we've got the 2 output values. So in our node, I guess it's in here. Yeah. We're going to leave rotation as is. The top value is going to be, I guess, top value should be shadow. Or maybe highlight? Highlight. I think that's right. And then the bottom value will be shadow. Let me see. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So now that we have that, we can basically do what we need with it, right? So I've got the color here, and you can see it's flat because I'm not even putting it through the diffuse. And then I can take this, let's do a hue saturation value, pop that into the color, and then we can take the shadow, put that into the factor, because it's essentially a mask is what we're doing here. And I can bring these values down, so like value to like 0.5. See, I'm getting a bit of a shadow. Saturation like 1.5. That might be a bit too much. 1.25. And let's bring the saturation down to like 0.25. There we go. So now I've got like a little bit of a shadow on the underside of my guy. So we can refine that a little bit more. Just by using like a color ramp or a color curve, not a color curve, a float curve, which is the same idea except it's basically just a float curve. So you can kind of change the way that looks. You can, if you want to clip the values, you can do something like this. Anyways, it's funny because with the shadow, since it's inverted, right? You're bringing up the high value, and that's the shadow itself. But yeah. So the hue isn't shifting. What's happening is we're kind of getting like a little bit of banding just because that's how like the color's working. But it's still within the hue that I set here because I haven't changed the hue. So it's just a deeper, more saturated version of this color. So I actually just want to clip the highlights a little bit. And then maybe darken it a little bit, I guess. Yeah. So before and after. It's just a slight amount of depth. And that's essentially just in the texture. It's not experiencing, it's not getting any of that from, from the actual lighting in the scene. And you can do the same thing with a highlight. So if I were to sort of go, I guess we could do another hue saturation. And then in this case, I would want to bring the value up by like 1.25 and then the saturation down to like 0.95, I guess. We can do the highlight into the factor. Whoops. Why am I... What just happened? Okay, there we go. Yeah, and, you know, same principle. Grab another float curve. Whoops, that's not the right one. You can also use a color ramp. The float curve is basically just a color ramp, but like the only difference is that you're dealing with like white to black values on a graph. So it's a little bit easier to visualize what you're doing, but you can do all the same stuff with the float curve that you can with the color ramp. And in this one, I'm just going to bring up the black values and maybe create a bit of a different roll off. Is this right? Yeah. Yeah. I think for this guy also, since a lot of the colors are so bright, I don't know if I would want to include the highlight in here. Especially here. This one's losing a little bit too much. So maybe the saturation needs to be like 0.975. So it's a little bit, or maybe, I don't know, it's probably like 0.99. Yeah, and then, so you still get some of that highlight, but not quite. Anyways, yeah, so before, after, before, after. And that's all just using a procedural node and like a couple hue saturation. Like we literally haven't even put this, you know, like we can just grab this and that's what it looks like afterwards. So now this would be a little bit closer to like what you would see in the game. But yeah, anyways, that was like this sort of like, I guess, random tutorial. Just for probably gonna be my my thumbnail for the next video. I gotta post this on social media, etc. Let's see, how long have we been doing this? We're almost at 3 hours. I kind of want to just hang out for like another hour and play games. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Let's just switch over to game streaming. Close Blender. Close Spotify. By the way, I should remember, as usual, All my socials are in the description. If you want to donate, your best bet, actually, if you want to support me, rather, your best bet is not to donate, but to go with the Patreon. The Patreon has one extended devlog, but, you know, of course, I'll be uploading more devlogs as time goes on. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Twitter, X. But yeah, that's pretty much it for plugs. Let's start a new game.
For every age,
can you guys hear the sound, by the way, from this game?
The rocks faced such a fire before they were the
Let me know if the levels are all right, too.
The plants braved vast winds before their roots could give us life. As a sage of considerable years, I have known only one such great ordeal. Yet the hero it created was a champion for all time. Today's the big day, Jack. I hope you are prepared for whatever happens.
I think I figured out most of this machine. It interacts somehow with that large precursor ring. I just hope we didn't
Poor Kira.
moving it here to the lab.
Easy for you
They
to
really
say.
messed her up in this game.
We did all the heavy lifting.
Daxter, don't touch anything. Though the precursor
Daxter got a glow up, though.
The artifacts they left behind can still do great harm.
I feel like Daxter's the only character who got, like, all the
I've had
love.
some experience with such things.
His model looks
I know we
amazing.
can make it work.
Looks like Jack still got the mojo.
Interesting. It appears to be reading out some preset coordinates.
Look at that.
Finally, the last rift gate has been opened.
What are those things?
So this is how it happened.
You cannot hide from me, boy.
Do something, Jack!
What's this do? Or that? How about this one? Everybody press all the buttons.
What was that thing?
Hang on, everyone!
I want on this thing.
Find yourself, Jack!
You know, it's been a little while since I've actually seen this cutscene, because every single time I play this game, I skip it. But I feel like skipping cutscenes on stream is kind of cheap.
Okay. I swear, that's the last time I ever touch any stupid precursor crap.
There he is. Move in. Step away from the animal.
Ah!
Forget the rat. The Baron wants him. We've been waiting for you.
Don't worry, Jack. I'll save you before you know it.
I always like how when he gets hit with the butt of the rifle, the sound you hear is the same sound that you hear when you die playing the game.
Dark eco injection cycle complete. Bio readings nominal and unchanged.
Nothing. I was informed that this one might be different.
He is surprisingly resistant to your experiments, Baron Praxis. I fear the Dark Warrior program has failed.
You should at least be dead with all the dark eco I pumped into you.
What now? Metalhead armies are pressing their attacks. Without a new weapon, my men cannot hold them off forever.
I will not be remembered as the man who lost this city to those vile creatures. Move forward with the final plan and finish off this thing tonight.
As you wish. I'll be back later.
Ding ding, third floor. Body chains, roach food, torture devices. Hey, buddy, you seen any heroes around here? Whoa! What'd they do to you? Jack, it's me, Daxter. That's a fine hello. I've been crawling around in this place, risking my tail, literally, to save
Everybody
you.
get ready.
I've been looking for you for 2 years. Say something, just this once.
I'm gonna kill Praxis.
Shh. Right now, we gotta get you out of here. Just let me figure out how to open the security locks for your chair, so I can... Or, you can do it. Jack, easy now. Easy, buddy. It's your old pal Daxter, remember?
Daxter?
What the heck was that? Jeez! Remind me not to piss you off. Come on, tall, dark, and gruesome. We're out of here. I brought you some new threads. Put them on.
Clancy Brown's awesome. All right. Whoops. Oh, come on. Come on, I know you can do it. There we go.
These precursor orbs are worth a lot now. We might find a few hidden around, or get some doing difficult tasks. We'll be able to buy stuff with them. Please tell me you remember how to roll.
Alert. Prison escape in progress.
Ooh, that's a high ledge. Try jumping once, then jump again while in the air to reach that one. There are lots of Crimson Guard crates lying around for the taking. Break that crate.
You are in a restricted sector. This sector is on high alert.
If you duck before you jump, you'll go higher. You'll need a high jump to reach the top of this ledge, Jack. Dodge, Jack! Do your, stuff.
I probably should have turned off hints, but I think I'm just gonna leave them on. Oh, you... Can't believe he did that to me.
Good job! The crate had a health pack inside. Pick it up. You'll want to keep healthy, Jack, or, we'll do the fighting.
Surrender yourself. You are under arrest.
We're taking heavy fire! We're taking heavy casualties!
You can get a longer jump by rolling into it.
We have movement on level 1. Flank him. Moving, there he is! Moving, prisoner sighted. We got him! Prisoner on level 2.
If you jumped and dived, you'll crash down to the ground hard enough to break lots of things. Breaking stuff's
This
fun,
guard's
right?
just so irresponsible
Bunch of rhymes this
leaving
week.
precursor orbs around.
You're busted!
There is no escape.
Alright. Love the... I have to wonder if this is a texture, like, on the wall, or if it's a decal. It's a decal. Yeah. I just love it. It's a good little addition. Oh my god.
We're free, Jack! Thanks to me. Nice to breathe some fresh air, huh? We'll get that Baron Praxis guy, all right.
Hello, strangers. My name is Core. May I help?
You look like a reasonably smart man. I want information. Where the hell am I?
Sorry. He's new to the whole conversation thing.
Well, my angry young friend, you are a guest of His Majesty Baron Praxis, the
I like
ruler
how-
of glorious Haven City.
I was just a guest in the good Baron's prison.
Inside a cell. Or
I'm
inside
actually not
the
sure if I
city,
should say, 'cause I don't know if
walls surround
everybody
us both.
who's
We are
watching
all his prisoners.
knows this game, or if I would be
But I've been
spoiling
in the
stuff.
wrong place at the wrong time. I'd move on if I were you.
By order of His Eminence, the Grand Protector of Haven City, Baron Praxis, everyone in this section is hereby under arrest for suspicion of harboring underground fugitives. Surrender and die!
Excuse me, sir. Don't you mean surrender or die?
Not in this city. Protect us from these guards, and I'll introduce you to someone who can help you.
Lock and load! Shoot that thing! Shoot it!
Come on.
That was cool. Do it again.
Something's happening to me. Something he did. I can't control it.
Very impressive.
You okay, Jack?
What you just did was very brave. This child is important.
This kid? He looks kind of scruffy.
You are in a restricted zone. Move along!
Thank you for your help, but I must get this boy to safety.
Hey! What about us?
There is an underground group waging war against Baron Praxis. Its leader, the Shadow, could use fighters like you. Go to the slums, find a dead-end alley near the city wall. Ask for Torn. He can help you.
Okay.
Seal off the area!
The city map is displayed in the lower right. Follow the icons on the map to reach
Time
important
to accidentally run over some Crimson Guard and go in the exact wrong direction.
You can hover in one of two zones, low and high.
Oh wait, no, that was the right direction.
Try switching hover zones. Switching hover zones may help avoid traffic
Give me
or
my
ground
map back.
obstacles.
Oh yeah? What was well, I mean, like, yeah, what was the idea? By the way, Stella's gonna have a Dark Jack mode. It's not quite gonna be Dark Jack. Like, I feel like Dark Jack is very, like, you lose a lot of control as a power-up. It doesn't quite feel like a power-up. Like, you become very invincible, but you... Oh, no! I didn't mean to skip that cutscene. I failed.
Moving to next sector.
Habit. But yeah, anyways. Stella's Dark Jack mode. It's not going to be a Dark Jack mode. It's going to be just like a power-up, basically. You're going to gain abilities.
Activity in this sector. This is a no-hover zone! Suspect in vehicle!
It's a bit like Kratos' power-up mode, actually, if you think about it.
Subject not in sight.
Where he's like still got all his weapons and stuff, and he's just like does like extra damage
Opening outer
for
shield.
the period of time. Whoops. I thought I was gonna uppercut that thing. There we go. Come on. How dare you? Okay.
guess you guys are in.
Hell yeah.
It's good to see you still alive.
Seal off the area.
Okay, well, it was fun while it lasted.
The vehicle. High-speed chase in Sector 4. Call in more Hellcats. Call in more Hellcats. Call in more Hellcats. Subject not in sight.
Woo! Being a big hero sure makes you thirsty.
It's funny that, like, there are some moments where you can kind of, like,
The
see
Baron turned
through
off all water to the slums.
Daxter's
He's
mesh
willing to
and, like, his,
sacrifice
well, you
innocent
can't see through
lives
it, but, like,
just to destroy
his
the
teeth,
underground.
the bottom of
I
his
shouldn't
teeth
be
kind of poke through
surprised.
his
I've
mesh.
seen his evil before while serving in the Crimson Guard. That's why I quit.
You were a Crimson Guard? Well, that explains your charming sense of humor.
My friend in the Guard tells me the valve to turn the water back on is located outside the city, at the pumping station.
Outside the city? What about the security walls?
What about the metalheads? There ain't no petting zoo out there. Peeps be getting deep sixed.
Find the large drain pipe in the north wall. It'll take you outside the city to the pumping station. Get to the main valve and open it. If you survive, the slums will be indebted to you. If not, maybe we'll have a touching moment of silence in your honor.
I'd like to give him a touching moment.
Daxter, what do you mean? What do you mean by that, Daxter? What do you mean?
This area is off limits.
Nice. There it is. The driving sections are just... It's like... impossible not to accidentally crash into, like, one of the guards. Trying to, like, reorient yourself after crashing or being shot at and just, like, spinning out of control.
Suspect in vehicle. Suspect in vehicle.
All right.
Exiting city.
Oh yeah. I mean, I just drive below them because I don't really want to, like... I don't really want to have to deal with the traffic, you know what I mean? But the cost is just that, like, I end up killing a lot of civilians. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just so that I can avoid the traffic. Come on. Oh my god. Guys, I'm a professional. I'm a professional Jack and Daxter player. That's why I struggled so hard to get up that. Oh yeah. Come on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Whoops. I didn't even see that guy. Oh my god.
Ah, the valve. Allow me. Don't say it. Don't even chuckle. Next time, you turn the valve.
Alright. It seems like people are taking off. And I'm actually getting really hungry.
Welcome back.
So I think I'm actually just going to call it here. Thanks to the last two people for sticking around. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. I don't know what I'm going to be streaming next. I feel like it's probably going to be, if it's not Monday, it's probably, you know what, it's probably just going to be a midweek, like a midweek thing. Well, we'll see. I like the way it lets me get work done. So I might decide to do more streaming. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.